Okay, I'm here. Hi, Billy.
Hola. How's it going, Leila?
Bonjour, bonsoir. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am well. I am well. Gotta say I was a little nervous about this because I haven't done
I'm,
one of these things in like 2 fucking years.
I'm not gonna lie, me too. Like we said earlier, like the
Yeah,
anticipation leading up to things like this is like, la la la.
right. Um,
But it's good.
Cheers.
Santé, salute, or
Santa.
whatever language you speak, cheers.
That'd be Irish. Santa.
Sancha? Ah, that's good.
Santa. Yeah.
All right. Well, French is santé, so
Right, yeah.
the French-Irish thing. Fuck it.
Irish.
Irish. I like that. That can be like our native language. We speak Irish here. So
Right.
I guess some English too, because we probably have to speak it English. So
I just got notified that I started a live video. That is
wait,
amazing.
that's so strange. It told you, like, hey, just so you know, you're on camera, Billy.
Yeah. Well, here we are. Yeah.
Here we are. All right. Well, happy Sunday to everybody.
Happy Sunday.
My name's Leila Ziari. That's, you guys
And
know me.
I'm Bill Zerveskes, and we're double Z's.
We are
And
double Z's. That's pretty fucking cool. Because
nobody knows, like, everybody in this poetry community just knows me as William, but nobody in real life calls me that.
No, I know. I tried. I was like William, but you're Billy to me. So whatever.
I tried doing that for a minute, and I did. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not Billy anymore. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. But it does sound good, like from like a writing, from typing perspective.
I
Like,
just wanted to give myself like a little, I don't know.
I
I
got
don't
it.
like like I was gonna call myself something cool, and
Yeah, but
I'll
you're a
be
Z
William.
name,
Well,
just like
and I'm
whatever.
already that, so it's there. It's stuck.
You
It's
got the Z though, so it's cool already. I mean, I didn't have to do anything. Layla Ziari is a pretty fucking cool name anyway, so I like
right,
it.
and like it's great because like in school, like you're always last. Like you didn't have to do your project that day, and you knew you'd be last, and it would be pushed over to the next spot.
That's
It was fine.
almost worse though, because then you have to wait. It's like, Jesus, just let me get it over with because I don't
Right.
want to present this project anyway. So,
Ooh.
no, no,
So
no.
we have like one person here. No, two people. Oh, Erica.
Hi,
Hi,
two
Erica.
people. Well, salute. Hopefully, you'll join us for a cocktail,
Jazz.
poetry, and whatever else we're gonna do on
Yeah.
this
So yeah,
platform.
what we're going to do is drink and
Drink and talk.
drink and talk and poem and stuff and
Home and
yeah,
stuff. That's right. Yep.
poem and stuff.
Yep. Because you
We
got
were talking like like what do we call this? Poem and stuff.
poem and stuff. I know.
Yeah, not poems. Poem
Poem.
and
Just
stuff.
one poem and
One
stuff.
poem.
Like,
Uh-huh.
so like there's only
One
one poem and
individual
there's
poem.
two people, so maybe like what?
And there's stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, we could totally call it that. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So let's do a little introduction. You are my fiance Karen's best buddy.
I am. I love her with all my heart, and
Yeah, and I do too.
yeah, we can totally agree on that. I've never met my dear best friend's fiance in person, but we chit chat.
No, but yeah, because you're in California and I'm in New Hampshire. And
Yeah. Okay. So that's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
introduction. We're different
Nice.
coasts. It's still.
But we're both writers. We're both creatives, and we just
You
decided
published the book. I've published.
and you have published 2 books now, right?
Yeah. Probably a third
And
soon, I guess.
right, and I am working on a second, but good lord, I announced that I was putting out a book, and then 2 years later, I fucking put one out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like life, life happens, writing happens. I mean, I don't know about you. I write every day, but like my poetry, I have not been writing like poetry lately. I've been on like a prose kick, but it's so extensive that I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm like, I don't know what to
I mean, they're kind of they're pretty similar in their own respects.
they're one and the same, but I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, my poetry, I have to like, in my mind, I can't like take a poem. I want it all to rhyme and I want it all to follow some bullshit fucking something, right? And so I've like started writing prose because I feel like it probably rhymes a lot of the time, but it's more It's more stream of consciousness, which is what
Sure.
poetry is supposed to be. But
Yeah, that Bon Ross. Bon Ross is the man. I have his book. He's a good dude.
okay, well, I'll have to read.
He's a drunk writer as well.
The best writers are, honestly. Yeah. Let's just toast to all the drunk writers out there because they're my favorites, personally.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I drank.
Je ne sais pas. Honestly, because life is beautiful and we're human and drinking is part of being human.
And I don't know, man. Like, you're gonna serve the man all day. You gotta get some sort of reward out of it.
I guess so. I mean, I don't serve the man, but I guess I do too. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, there's no getting out of it. We all serve the man.
There's no getting out of it. Even when you like try to be alternative and work, like doing whatever you feel like.
You're still making some motherfuckers a lot of money.
Yeah, and especially here in California, I'm paying the taxes for it too. So like,
right.
That's for damn sure.
Yep.
No.
This
can't escape it. But you make the best of it. And you make it a fun time, so you write and you drink and you chat with your friends, and that's what we do, right?
And here we are. Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, there was supposed to be some poetry in this whole thing.
You want to read?
You want to start or do what?
I'll start.
Yeah. Yeah. You kick it off.
You know, I like, my poetry, might not have anything to talk about later about it, but we'll see. Maybe it will. So I wrote a poem this week for like the first time in not ever, but I haven't been writing a lot of poems, like I said, more prose lately. So I wrote this poem the other day. I was feeling sentimental about life, love, and existence. And so I wrote this poem called How Do I Say Goodbye? Like 2 days ago while I was driving. I know, we shouldn't say that we write while we're driving, but I do. I drive Uber in the morning, and I voice to text poetry while I write, whatever.
There you go.
So this is called How Do I Say Goodbye? Strangers in the crowd, faces appear so bare. I whisper out your name, but you fail to appear. I grin in hopeful recognition at slivers speeding through, but my wishes fall on deaf ears, for it's just the ghost of you. Cruising along these winding hills, your name on passing signs, I laugh rather silently as you linger on this ride. I scan for your smiles in each onlooker in the park. These technicolor dreams haunt me. I can't escape your spark. Sometimes I let the tears fall, one drop at a time, savoring the bitter taste of all the reasons you'll never be mine. I tell myself it's for the best, our connection must decay, but these fables reek of lies, and I don't believe a word I say. My favorite little runaway, your phantom clings so near, then sunlight slashes through the haze, and I wonder, were you ever really here? Hours hang like cloaks of gray, so I turn my back on you. Yet my heart overtakes my brain, and I fail to say the last adieu. What's so good about goodbye, sings Smokey Robinson. I used to mock the sentiment, but now it's riddled with dread. Letting go is my specialty. I keep traveling on ahead, but it's really just quite cyclical, because with you, goodbye's an open end, and that's it.
That was sick. I like that. My favorite part was a Technicolor dream. I really like that line.
Thank you. Yeah, I wrote that because, fucking letting go of shit is so cool until it's not.
Right. Yep.
Letting go of things, it's like, oh, cool. This thing is terrible. It's not terrible because nothing's actually terrible. I shouldn't talk like that. Like, everything in life has a purpose and a place. And
sure, and the bad, well, I mean,
there's always a lesson in everything. And, like, the bad is never bad, and the good is really, in those situations, the good is whatever you learn from it. But everything,
right.
All things must pass, as George Harrison said best. Everything has an expiration date, and sometimes it's a little sooner.
Speaking of which, who's your favorite Beatle?
George Harrison.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm torn. It's definitely not McCartney, even though he's the best living Beatle. But
yeah, he's the best.
I'm gonna go Lennon, and like this. It sounds cliche, but Lennon's the best because he used to beat up women, and then he learned from it, and then was like admitted to it, and was like, "I'm going peace from here." Like that. I like the idea. Like, I was an asshole, and I can change.
Right, exactly. I mean, I love John Lennon, and that is like it's very admirable to admit your mistakes. We have to admit our mistakes because we've all been literal
Yeah, because it's going to come
assholes.
out at the end of the day no matter what.
No, like I'm still an asshole sometimes, you know? I mean, like you probably are too.
I
It's just
go,
life, you know? But we have to own up for our shit and be like, hey, I was a literal asshole in this moment, and it's
oh,
cool.
sure. And, yep, and every one of us has been an asshole, and there ain't no
We
fucking denying it.
still will be. I'd like to sit here and be like, I'm a fucking angel, and I'm so sweet. Like, no, sometimes you're a cunt. Still, to this
That's
moment.
what we do. It's the human dance.
It's the
We're
human.
all cunts.
Yeah, love John Lennon.
I'm switching out my beer.
Okay, well, you know, yeah, but
It took me a long time to warm up to the Beatles. In fact, I hated them for, well, because I was this like punk rock kid, and well, still am, but like, I didn't want to like the Beatles. I wanted to dislike the Beatles, but
you can't because they gave us like, you know,
they gave us melody, man. Like any band or whatever that is melodic, you can thank the Beatles for it.
exactly.
For the Beatles, but
Yeah, actually, like we were in Key West last December. My family.
yeah, you were there not long ago.
Yeah, not long ago. My family has lived in Key West my whole life, so I've been going since I was literally an infant. And right, so you know, my mom like is a diehard Beatles fan. Like, I grew up, my bedtime lullabies were the Beatles, so I grew up with that shit. Like, the worst day in my household was the day George Harrison died. My mom locked herself in the bathroom all day and just like fucking bawled her eyes out. So like, you know, I grew up on that shit. So anyways, we're in Key West, and you know, if anyone's ever been to Key West, well, you should fucking go if you haven't. But it's a ball. There's music on
we were gonna now, or like we have the timeshare thing, and we're gonna go next month, and it's booked out, so we're going to Surfside Beach or whatever instead.
It's cool. We will all meet up in Key West one of these days because like I'll take you all my spots. But anyway, so there's this band on. So we usually go to the Green Parrot. Like, shout out to the Green Parrot in Key West. Go there, best place ever. Or what the fuck's Virgilio's. Anyways, both of those places didn't have music that night, so we go to fucking Sloppy Joe's, which is like whatever, it's super tourist bar. And these guys are on stage and they're playing, you know, like they're playing some Tom Petty. They did the Leila, Eric Clapton. They're taking requests, and I'm like, play George Harrison. And they get on stage and they go, fuck the Beatles. So my mother takes a cocktail napkin and she writes a note and she goes, fuck you, because you can't play Tom Petty and say that like Tom Petty wouldn't have existed without the Beatles. So it was a whole ordeal, and then we walked out because my mom was so mad.
And not only that, but Tom Petty was in the like what was it, Traveling Wilburys with George Harrison. Like,
Bob Dylan, and yeah.
let's talk about that though. Like, the Traveling Wilburys were not good. They weren't. I'm sorry.
They were so like fun.
They were a super group that sucked.
Yeah,
like
they were fun.
with all that power, like you could have made a good song.
That's true.
You
They
didn't.
could have made
Like,
much better music, but it was fun. I think all of them, like, I mean, personally, like George Harrison was kind of over like being music. Like, I don't know about the rest.
Yeah.
Roy Orbison died late, like after, and like Bob Dylan. I mean, God knows how he even managed to have time for that, but he was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So I think for them, it was
he was like, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah,
let's do it.
Kind of like that, and I think that's kind of awesome because I think they all had like such like, you know, like such. They all had such legacies and like so many important like serious things to do after that. Like, you know, I think that was just them fucking.
Sure. But at that point, did any of them, I mean, other than Tom Petty, make any sort of significant music after that? Like, they were all pretty much washed up at that point.
Bob Dylan makes.
Okay, like what did Bob Dylan do?
Personally, my favorite Bob Dylan albums are from like the '90s. So like
the '90s Dylan, like after he lost his voice. You didn't lose his voice, but he lost.
But like, I mean, his voice changed. In the '60s, he had his '60s voice. In the '70s, he had his '70s voice. In the '80s, he had his '80s voice. In the '90s, he had his '90s voice. But Time Out of Mind, Modern Times, like Love and Theft, This Year, Rough and Rowdy Ways. Okay, like the man still kills it. The man still makes incredible music. But other than that, I mean, George Harrison.
I can't even weigh in on that because I don't know any of his '90s songs because I gave up on him.
No, but I mean.
Well, I mean, like, he's classic. He's great. Like, there's no arguing with that.
But then, but that's the thing. You gotta listen to it, and then we can say if Billy hates it or not, and that's cool because we all have our opinion. But I just think that he remains to be. I mean, some of his more poetic, like personally, like lyric wise, some of my favorite lyrics have come from his later years. So, and I'm like a lyric freak. Like, of course, I like melodies. I like voices. Like, I'm a diehard like vocalist. Like, love that. But like, also we're poets.
Sure,
So,
but people don't like Bob Dylan for his vocal range,
no,
you
we
know?
like him for his like his lyrics, his
His
ability.
lyrics and his just style, I guess.
Exactly,
Like
his ability to like,
Subterranean Homesick Blues, like that. Like
right.
who
I
could
mean,
fuck
he
with that?
transcends
Nobody.
time and space, and he still does it. That's my point. He's still doing it here in what is it, 2020? My favorite Bob Dylan album is his last one, which was 2020. I was telling you this the other night. Like, you have to listen to it. I mean, you might not love his vocals, but I mean, like, Rough and
Well, no,
Rowdy.
nobody loves Bob Dylan's vocals. Nobody. Nobody.
I do, but like whatever. Maybe that's I just appreciate him as an artist as a whole. So it's like it kind of comes with it, right? But honestly, his poetics have gotten more like profound and better, like in my opinion, interesting. I mean, the 60s was the 60s. They were fucking great. But then, you know, we lost some of that in a lot of the 80s. Although I really do like some of his what's that one? What's the one where what the fuck is that album? I don't know. It's great though, but I can't for the life of me tell you right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a couple good ones in the 80s too. It's just like, but that's just because I've listened to all of them. So you gotta.
He went like Born Again in the '80s, didn't he? Like
No,
he
but
had
like for a little, he did say
a
it.
found
Like,
Jesus.
Slow Train Coming was like he did like the Slow Train Coming thing. That they had some good songs
And
on
I
that.
got no issue with someone finding Jesus. More power to you. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know, but then he got out of it in the later 80s and he made fuck, like it's gonna kill me if someone on here, like nobody knows Bob Dylan on here like that, but what the fuck is that album with like Political World and Shooting Star and like God, it's
I
gonna
think you're the person to answer that. You're the biggest Dylan fan here. But I am going to read a poem in the meantime.
Okay. Please do.
Because it's my turn.
It's gonna bother me. I need to know. I'm gonna listen to you, but I'm gonna look here.
This poem is called The Winner of the Circle Jerk.
Fucking fantastic name, by the way.
Well, somebody's got to win it. You were born without consent. It was out of your control. But here you are in the flesh, with something resembling control slipping away from us. Why? Is this why you arrived on this earth? To fight with your neighbors and allow yourself to be corrupted by those who couldn't give a single fuck less about your well-being or safety? I'm guessing that's a no, or at least a maybe. Why? Why are you accepting a fate that in your heart of hearts you know isn't yours? Why sit back and get fucked in the ass to be discarded like a common street whore? You are here in this unique place in history and know damn well you were meant for more. You came here to stand out, not blend in. If your opinions match those spoken by the multinational corporate machine, you are a cog in that very machine, nothing more, nothing less. You are an assistant, not the resistance. Being a peasant can be rather pleasant, but know that you're making no difference. So rot away. Rot away if you must. That's your prerogative. Leave hateful comments on your enemies' posts. I'm sure you've got a lot to give. So many regrets to look forward to. When they want their friendship back, surely they'll forget and forgive. I'm in the right, and it's time I watch you die. I crowned myself king of the philosophy and land formerly known as live and let live. So fight each other. Keep on bleeding. Keep on blending in. Hurl your stones back and forth like a human without sin. I'll watch and eat popcorn and mix a tonic and gin. May the jerks keep jerking on, jerking off egos and virtues. May the worst human win.
I would love to say that I liked like one part of it, but I fucking loved all of that. But that's why I like your fucking poetry, because you can put in writing what I have to say.
Hi, Peter.
God.
Sorry, I'm just waving at Peter.
Hi, Peter. Hi, Peter.
Peter's the man.
Like, whatever. Peter, you're the fucking man. Cool. Super cool. J'adore. Okay, but that was fucking fabulous because like that's why I wanted to do something like this with you because I feel like your poetry like says all the things I would like to say in poetry, but just don't because I don't know.
Layla, you can word things better than I can, and I know that because you've put me in my goddamn place. Like when Karen and I are talking to you, and like I told you about how I think California should drift off into the ocean, and you were like, "Well, excuse me, but blah 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 blah," and I just was left in awe of like, holy hell, like I have no room to talk here.
I
Like,
know. That's the thing though. I can
however,
see it
California should
though.
drift off into the ocean.
Well, it's going to,
Yes,
but
rightfully so.
right, but
It's
like not
it's digging it with shovels, and it's going to drift itself
well,
ashore, and
it's
it's going
drifting
to be
itself
beautiful.
into shore, but a lot of places are, but that doesn't mean it deserves to, because just like I've told you before, like every place deserves
Oh,
existence.
it's a collective shithole. Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, isn't the entire planet kind of a collective
Yes,
shithole? We
yeah,
can't just
absolutely,
blame California for the
absolutely.
fact that like the collective is fucked. I mean, in honesty, like California is like one of the only states I love left because the weather is fucking divine. The beaches are sexy as hell.
The weather
And
is divine here. It was like -15 yesterday. It was amazing.
bitch, it's fucking 70 here right now. It's beautiful every fucking day. I mean, we have rain season, but we need it because we're in a drought. It's fucking gorgeous. I mean, the sun is always shining. Like, I literally have never been. I mean, but like, I can't say anything for people because I can't really say things for people for anywhere. Like, I find people in the corners of the world. Look, my best friend is in New Hampshire. It's like, it's like people suck everywhere and people are great everywhere. You just have to find your niche and you have to find your people and your tribe exists
Kentucky is
everywhere.
nice.
But like,
Jesus, Kentucky is nice.
there's nothing wrong with California, just like there's nothing wrong with anywhere other than there's something wrong with everywhere because like the human collective is the
Oh,
way.
sure. But the problem is that there's so much of that human collective over there, and like the
No, but
state
if
of
you look at
California, their population is more than fucking Canada, and they're just, oh my god, like
yeah, but we're all
the
one human
mentality
collective. So it's
needs
like
to die in a fire.
yeah, but like separation doesn't really have like a meaning and borders only exist based on like humanity. Kentucky is nice. Cooler. I've never been actually I have been in a grave in Kentucky. I could sing about Kentucky. I've been to Kentucky.
Peter
But
is a sarcastic troll type. He's a really fun
oh, so
person.
you don't really like Kentucky? Well,
He
fuck
might
Kentucky.
like it. I don't know,
I
but
don't know. But that's
Peter's
what I'm saying.
mysterious and he's fun.
Fuck everywhere. Like, but like love everywhere too, because like we're all one human collective, and that's the thing. Like, borders don't truly exist. Like, we are all part of one unit. So we either all suck just as hard, or we're all great just as hard. Like, because we all suck and we're all wonderful. And it's not
Well,
California's fault, and it's not.
it's not
Texas is
California's
bigger
fault,
than
but
California.
California deserves a lot of the shit that it gets, and I'm here to slap it because, good lord, it needs to be slapped. It needs to be.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
here to send a shovel to drift it off. I'm sorry, you go off to the Pacific. You go.
I know. I would
You
love to
do.
defend it, but like I can only defend it like I defend anywhere. It's just like everywhere has its rightful place, and whatever, like wherever has to dissipate, dissipates, and whatever stays, stays, and that's like not really.
You said it wasn't their fault, but in fact, it might be the San Andreas fault, indeed.
Well, but like that's not humans' fault though. That's nature, and like we can't even fight nature. I mean, like the world is gonna kill itself, or it's gonna like the poles are shifting, the
Oh,
tides
yeah.
are shifting. And we have no fucking control over any of it. It's
No,
like,
we don't have control over shit.
no, because, like, New Hampshire could be a fucking snow mountain and you guys could turn into an ice brick. Like, we
Yeah,
don't.
it hasn't been much of a snow mountain this year, but it's been really fucking cold.
Yeah, but, like, we don't know. Like, the tides are shifting, the world is shifting, and, like, people sit here and they blame humanity. And sure, we do have, like, cause and effect, and of course, we're doing things and, like, killing the planet. But at the end of the day, look at history of
That
fucking
Earth's gonna be here
civilization.
longer than all of us, bitches.
Like the earth changes. Like we go through cycles just like humans go through cycles. The earth goes through cycles and the earth evolves and shifts and the fault lines explode and the volcanoes erupt and the tsunamis come. And you know what, if California drifts into the ocean, that's like not like You know, that's just the will of the cosmos, and that will be what it
It's
will
the will
be.
of it's the will of the people in general. It's the will of the earth.
It's the will of the
Sorry,
earth.
we're done with your shit.
Is the will of the earth the will of the people? Because we have no power over it.
I think the earth agrees with the people on this one. California needs to. It
Peter
just needs to
doesn't.
fuck off.
Peter blames
It,
Vermont. You're right. It's all Vermont's fucking fault. You know what?
I mean, well, I really like their cheese though.
I like
Like,
their maple syrup. I like the cheese
yeah,
in France and Switzerland much better though, and that's why I'm moving to France.
I mean, Swiss cheese is pretty good, but it's like,
Cheese
I
is
mean, no
good.
cheddar.
No, no,
I mean,
no,
no
but like,
cheddar.
but Switzerland makes better Gruyere than France. I mean, I'm talking bougie cheese here. I'm not talking like Swiss cheese,
Better
like
what? Better what?
Gruyere. Oui.
I'm afraid I have not.
Okay, well,
I'm not even
we're
aware
gonna
of
go
it.
into fancy cheese here. Layla likes my favorite cheese is brie, but like I really
My
do like.
favorite cheese is Old Croc. It's Australian sharp cheddar. It's
Oh,
amazing.
I like sharp cheddar. I like Australia. I mean, I have no beef with Australia. But I don't have beef with anything. You know, you hate
No,
California.
no beef, but cheese. I mean,
Well, I mean, cheese comes from the cows that don't make beef.
yeah,
They make
and
milk.
so does beef.
But
And
those
that's why
cows.
steak and cheese is great, you know?
Mm.
Sorry.
All right, well, fucking Australian cheese. You hear that, kids? We're endorsing Australian cheese. I'm endorsing.
Yeah, what we should call it lockdown cheese because they're under fucking
Oh, yeah.
fucking tyranny down there.
Australia and New Zealand are like brutal. I mean, honestly, like I'm trying to move to France right now, and it's pretty hard out there too. Like, you know, this is
Yeah.
not kosher.
Yeah, you're in California. How's that feel? I'm in New
I mean,
Hampshire. Live free or die.
I know, but I do what this is what I've told you a million times. I do what I want anyway, and it's just like that's why, like, for some people, I just like don't, you know. I mean, everyone says like, "Oh, California's super harsh," but like, I don't. My life really hasn't changed since any of this has happened. Like, I still go where I want to go, but I'm kind of a hermit. I'm kind of a weirdo. I kind of sit and write in my house. I make my money when I feel like it. I don't when I don't feel like it. I go out when I feel like it. I go wherever I want when I feel like it. You know, of course, we had lockdown at some point, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, it's just like these things like don't like I don't really judge them because they don't like it affects you as long as you allow it to affect you. And like if you live a life that like literally you can live anywhere as long as like you're making money, which is cool. I could make money anywhere. Like it's like it's not gonna affect
Oh, I couldn't be funny anyway.
exactly. So like I'm gonna live free or die, literally. But that's my philosophy. Like I will live free however I want to live. Like my life hasn't stopped. I still do exactly the same things I was doing 2 years ago, like going out, going to the beach, going out to dinner, having a ball, drinking by myself on the street sometimes, and like you know, there's nothing in my life that has been taken away from me being living in California or anything. It's like sure, maybe I have to mask up at the grocery store, but like whatever, like you know what I mean? Like I still go wherever I want to go and I still live a life that like is much freer than 99% of the people that I have been in communication or contact with my whole life. You know, I just live, but that's me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to let anyone tell me how to live, but that's me. That's different. Like, you know, I could see someone who's like
I totally let people dictate how I live, and by that I mean like
you
I go to work and I have to. Am I gonna fucking disobey their shit and not get paid? No.
no.
I put my mask on and they
Well,
segregate us and it's
exactly.
gross.
So you still have to like
Yeah,
do
like
something.
they segregate me because well, I'm not even gonna get into this. I'm gonna read a poem instead of getting into that shit.
Maybe we should get into that though, Billy. Maybe that's important.
Uh,
La la la. I know, but you know, I don't work for a company. I never have, and I don't think you're really meant to either. And I think that's why we should.
no, at the end of the day, no. But here we are.
I know,
And
but
here I am anyway.
that's not forever. You're gonna write your way into something
I'm
better.
Matt Bird is the kid
Hey, Matt
I
Bird.
grew up with.
What's up, Maddie Bird? I like birds.
Matt Bird's a good guy.
All right, that's cool. All right, what are you reading us?
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Ellie.
ah, Ellie.
Ellie.
Oh la la.
Ellie.
Bon
Ellie.
spot, Ellie. I love
Hello.
my Elliot, but she's missing.
Ellie just was nudging me for attention.
Mon chat is missing. My cat is not fucking here, but she's not
Shut
really.
up and traff? Traff? What's traff? I don't know what that means.
I said mon chat. It's my cat. My cat's missing. Her name's Elliot, though, so we have Ellie and Elliot.
Yeah,
So
I'm aware you have an Elliot, yeah.
Ellie and Elliot. I
Oh,
know.
Ellie,
Karen's
oh.
cat for a little bit.
Ellie's groaning at me.
Woof. All right, read us something.
No, she doesn't go by Wolf. She goes by Arf.
Arf.
Yeah.
Arf. I don't know. I'm not a dog. I'm a cat. I'm like, meow, meow. Okay, well, anyways, I'm going to stop being a cat. Read.
Read. This is a poem. The first poem I actually liked that I wrote is called The Mind of Ireland. All of this, living, breathing, eating, shitting, the love, the hate, the anger, the pain, the neurological complexities, the dopamine rush, the serotonin calmness, the chemical imbalances, the chemicals we combat them with, the situations we put ourselves in, the fact that we're willing to put ourselves there time and time again. All of this mental capacity, the stress, the anxiety, the elation, the depression, the subjective morality, the reeling mind, thoughts that we translate to sin, the good and evil that lies within, the constant drive to outdo one another, give to the poor, and then steal from your brother. All of this capability utilized to distract or entertain. The words we speak can make or break someone's day, someone's week, someone's outlook. A kiss can send you over the edge of bliss. A kiss on someone else's lips can make you draw a fist. The love that we show can make us feel as one. The hate that we show can make someone point a gun. Nothing but mammals, right? Dust in the wind, another fish in the sea. Just another face in the space of time. A dog-eat-dog world. But I've never seen a dog kill another dog over betrayal, nor a deer who maliciously plotted its revenge on its neighbors. The squirrels don't wage wars, and the bats don't put prices on the fruits of their labor. All of these thoughts are uniquely our own. How will you use them? How will I? Turn on this... Jesus Christ. Turn on the TV and slowly die. I just fucked my own phone up.
It's fucking great. Fuck it. Keep going.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
it.
Perfect. You didn't fuck it up. It's perfect.
Yeah, I did. I slurred like a drunkard.
It was perfect anyway. We got the sentiment. I fucking love everything you write, like, so wholeheartedly that it, like, makes me feel like I should write better. Honestly. You hit it. You hit every note of, like, how I feel about the world, like, every fucking time, so.
You have a voice and you fucking know it. Like, write it then. Like, write it.
I know, but my prose are better. I'll see I'll read you something, but it won't be like half as enticing. Like, I just love your fucking poetry. I'm not gonna lie. I reverence your poetry. I think it's fucking great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's fucking great.
But you know, like my favorite thus far, my favorite poem I've ever heard of yours was
Age of
when I was with Poets Anonymous, I featured it. Your poem.
Age of Aquarius.
I don't know what it was called, but it was like right after COVID started, and
yeah, Age of Aquarius. I should read that, but I'd have to.
That's really good.
All right, hold on. Entertain them for 1 second. I'll read that one. I just have to get something. Right.
Entertain them for 1 second, eh? Well, do you like sound effects, folks? Actually, do you like the Beastie Boys?
Okay. Hi.
Girls.
You're doing a fucking great job.
Yeah, all I really want is girls. 'Cause in the morning it's girls. 'Cause in the evening it's girls. Like the way that they walk. And it's killing here and talk. And I can always make them smile. From White Castle to the now. Back in the day. There was this girl on the way. She liked my home piece. I quit.
Okay, well,
I quit.
I'm gonna read this poem that you like, because I like it too, but I just don't fucking write like this all the time. I don't know why. I guess I just like, I'm
Not
too
either. Like this one showed me
so
that you're
involved with my
completely
own
capable of.
emotional fucking bullshit to write about the state of the world most of the time, because I frankly just don't give a shit 99% of the time, and maybe I'm selfish, but fuck, we're all selfish, we're human.
No, I think you actually give a shit. I think you give a shit more than you give yourself credit for.
I give so many shits, but like, I just write about myself because my own life has so many emotional fucking turmoils that I just write about that instead. But I do give a shit, but that's why I want to like talk sometimes, because it's easier to talk. Anyways, fuck it. I'm gonna read Age of Aquarius. This is called
It's the dawning of it.
And well, yeah, we're in it now. We're in it now, babies. But anyways, I wrote this when the pandemic started. A global pandemic or an apocalyptic blessing? No, I don't mean to say that the world is ending, only the outdated template of this matrix. With each ending, something new begins. So beyond the global hysteria and unknown fear, there is an underlining blessing to be acknowledged here. You can call it an apocalypse, and it is in its own sense. But let me tell you this. Humanity stubbornly refused to heal on their own. To a corrupted system, they sold their souls. Riddled with self-loathing, overworked and overstressed, polluted their grounds, assassinated their own home. So a manifested virus was born. Complete and utter madness, sure, but that's been the song and dance of our world for far too long. A rude awakening had to occur. No other way this plan could be executed. Not when Earth needs to be rebooted. Not by acts of violence or man-made greed, but a pandemic that threatens people's ability to breathe. Honestly, that's day-to-day life business. The only difference is the ripple effect, touching every soul on the planet. Divine intervention, an equal attack. By means of this global pandemic. Collectively, collectively unifying each being on Earth. A global ascension, a rebirth. Teaching us to band together and practice kindness, a revolution of oneness, spawned from the gloom of a virus. Cosmic justice, the scales of balance, for all actions have consequences. Put on timeout, isolation, forced stillness amongst the constant chatter, a fast-paced system of materialism, an overindulgent societal need to splurge. Cause this pause for purification, a necessary purge. It's okay to feel like your world is ending or have fear in the unknown, for the current situation is quite unsettling, but it's all about shifting your perspective. These are normal reactions of emotional releasing, for we are undergoing multidimensional cleansing. Mother Earth and its inhabitants all collectively healing, an assassination or a blessing. Dire circumstances indeed, as many human beings are left to grieve. A storm is in process, a tornado of unease. But it's no longer about chaos or stressing, focusing only on death and disease. It's about compassion and love whilst we are ascending. This healing business can be completely and utterly messy, but faith in humanity must exist during this transition. Love thy neighbor, assist your friends, support your artists, local businesses. Unify as we integrate into this new dimension. Help your peers by staying cool, calm, and collective, for the reign of darkness and terror is ending, collectively dissolving the chains of oppression. Into the light of a new dawn, we are transitioning. For let me tell you, the new regime is on the rise. And slowly, very slowly, but surely the old systems will die, disintegrating into sand, drifting away like tides. Freedom from shackles of an insufferable timeline. A necessary wake-up call in order for our species to survive. Civilization has been on a steady decline. Unable to bear the weight of hate, greed, ignorance, destroying the planet we rely on for life, while injustices thrive. A civilization based on theft and lies. A complete global adjustment being witnessed before our eyes. The old ways decompose, a new path designed. Time to harness fresh streams of consciousness, higher frequency energy, heightened awareness, leveling up as a species, progress. Visualizing this scene from a higher perspective, I'm empathic. I don't discount death or disease. People losing their incomes, their lifelines, worried about mouths to feed. But this is all part of the shift, transcendence. For the death toll for now will continue to rise. I feel pain in the planet, the horror and sorrow of all affected lives. If I sound cold-hearted or detached, it's because I understand humanity's neglect caused this sickness. So I choose to find the silver lining in this chaotic web, find the beauty and magnificence of a systematic reset. So stop feeding mass hysteria, deeming this the apocalypse. It's just the dawning of a new era, the golden age, a fresh beginning, a universal awakening. Welcome to the motherfucking age of Aquarius, bitch. For years, we've been praying for this shift, putting our desires for expansion into the vortex. The dawning is upon us, a global expansion, rebirthing humanitarianism within this paradigm shift. Time to tune in, tap into your higher intelligence, trust in your intuition, crack your own source energy system, nourish your body, your mind, your spirit. Go within yourself for deep cellular healing, for love is the name of the game, the only way to stay sane amidst crisis or any other phase. As we tune into history in the making, whilst witnessing a communal rearranging of a new era of dynamic union throughout the nation, breaking through delusion, a worldwide illumination. Oh my God, this is so long.
It's great though.
Though the madness is sometimes amusing, diseases and change can be awfully confusing. Just remain grounded and calm. Stay positive during this collective shift. This was destined, fated. The fan had to be hit with some shit. In order for the earth to keep us inhabited, for years we've been busy ignoring the sickness. Gaia has been fighting to hang on. So a global emergency emerged with little time to process all this fast-paced social distress, the fallout of a virus. It is merely a catalyst for a world ignored. Inevitably, this disease will move along as life is reborn. So have compassion. Love your motherfucking self. Activate peace within, for inner strength can weather any storm. All I have to offer is my words, a doctrine of my own truth. Personally, I'm grateful to witness the unraveling, to build a better foundation for the future, our youth. Surely civilizations before have crumbled, ceasing to exist. But death is not to fear. Even so, I can tell you this is not our earthly end, my dear. So enjoy your time in isolation. Be grateful for this time of contemplation, healing, clearing, and preparation. 'Tis the dawning of a brand new vibration, a coming together as a community, despite this time of quarantine. Harness the powers you possess as we strap ourselves in for this much-needed reset. So say hello to liberation, my friends, and welcome to the motherfucking fifth dimension, bitch. That's it.
Oh,
Yay. Oh no.
sorry.
Oh, baby, I love you, Karen. Yeah, motherfucker, I thought this shit was gonna like escalate so quickly. The age of Aquarius.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say the camera.
What's that?
Yeah. Listening.
I love you, Karen, my baby. Yeah, so let me tell
That
you.
was sick. That was sick. Like that's.
Yeah, but like I was so amped up when this started, and then I crossed my arms and I was like, motherfucker, this shit is not. But I'm an Aries, so I'm impatient as shit. Like I want everything now. I want it to happen. When it first happened, I was like, okay, we're gonna get. It's like such a long transition. Now I get it. We just have to fucking suit up and sit in and like live our lives in the meantime. Because I thought it was.
So what does being an Aries have to do with it?
I have no fucking patience whatsoever. I want it now. I want it now. Okay,
And that's Aries shites.
Well,
I
kind
don't
of all do, but I mean, you're not into astrology. I'm super fucking into astrology. Peter, what's your astrological sign, you fucking madman? Anyways,
Well, hold on. I'm gonna say one now, right now. My astrological sign is science.
your
I'm sorry. I'm
astrological
only doing
sign
that
is
to push your buttons.
Cancer, so
I'm
you're
only doing that to.
emotionally charged. You feel things. You're watery. But we have to look at, I still want to draw your whole motherfucking birth chart, Billy, because then we can learn so much about you.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I like shit on astrology for so long, and then
Because you're
my pal on here, Kate of Wands. There's a Insta poet on here named Kate of Wands, and like I shit on astrology for so long, and then she gave me a reading. I'm just like, okay, all right, that's pretty fucked up. Like,
Yeah, and look at your fiance slash wife, and look at your like wife's best friend. Like we're into it, so but like I was telling you the other day, it's not everything. I mean, we're all allowed to like break away from that, but it does dictate so much of how you feel and relate to the
sure,
world.
but I'm sorry, but I'm going to be a skeptic on every level until I'm proven
But that's
completely wrong.
okay. I mean, like, that's totally okay. Like, I'm not gonna sit here, like, I'm accepting of that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, fuck you, Billy, you better believe in. No, no, no. Because, like, everybody has to come to their own, like, I was saying,
Sure.
like, everybody has to have their own ways to deal with the world, but, like, and how to deal with themselves. But I think for me, understanding myself and how I operate through the energies, like, astrology helps. And it's not the be all and end all. Like, I mean, I read tarot cards, I read oracle
No,
cards.
is there a end be all end all
No, there
ever?
isn't, because we're always fucking learning.
Uh,
But I do think like things like that. Like I'm super spiritual. I know you know that. Like I do read tarot. I do yoga. I'm a licensed energy healer. I just don't practice because I don't want to
You're
like.
also a licensed cosmetologist.
Yeah, and I don't. This is the thing. I go to school to learn things, and then I don't do them on the world because I'm like, that's cool.
Right.
I wanted to learn. I mean, like I do my own hair sometimes, and it looks fucking cute as hell. Cool. But like I also do my own energy healing, and cool. I
And
can.
I won't even go and get a haircut.
Oh,
I,
well,
I, I, I,
I pay a lot of money for
no,
my
when I
hair.
put a hat
I
on,
talk to
it's
my
good enough.
girl Salon Madison. She's good, but yeah, I mean, I do, but I also made these bangs myself, so it's cool. I can do that.
Yeah, I
But
just don't care. It's,
I
it's there. It's just a fucking mess, and I
know.
don't want to deal with it. I don't want
I
to deal
mean,
with
you're
it.
not a woman. I mean, ask me
No.
when we care more. I like to be pretty. My mind and my soul is pretty, but I like to look the part too. But yeah, like astrology, like I'm saying, like astrology is cool. It's like, but like you don't have to be into it. I would never force you to be into it or care about it. It's just like for me personally, knowing like my sun, moon, and rising sign like helps me understand like why I act the way in certain situations.
So if
Like,
you believe in astrology, you
yeah,
believe in God or a creator or
I
a.
believe in, well, I don't believe in like God in like the religion sense. You know what I mean? I'm not religious at all. I
But
don't
you've
believe.
also taken psychedelics. Can you be an atheist? Because
I'm not an.
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
telling you, I'm not an
Tell you,
atheist. I believe in source. I believe in a higher
yeah.
force of energy beyond us,
Right.
and I
But
believe.
I'll tell you what though. Like it's amazing. Like if you meet a hardcore atheist, and then
Are you an atheist?
they're taking acid, they're like, "Oh, you still believe there's nothing there?" Like you
There's no
seen it.
way. There's everything, but that's what it is. It's like, see, like I think I can read into religion and I can be like every single religion, but if you really look at religion and God and stuff, they all have the same foundation. Like they all believe in like similar
Like
things with different gods
the
and blah blah blah. So
Judaism, Christianity, Islam,
Buddhism,
like
Taoism, fucking all of it, they believe in like a similar
um,
foundation.
Buddhism. I wouldn't lump in that group, but
But they do. They have similar like values on a core level if you take away
but
all the fucking persecution and
ish,
bullshit.
ish. Buddhism doesn't have a deity. You
Buddhism
know,
has a lot
there's
of
nobody. Yeah, but there's nobody they worship. That's the
Buddha,
difference.
the earth. But I'm just saying, like it doesn't matter. Like
Right, but
you're looking like at like see like this is how I look at things. Maybe I just look at everything like from a detached kind of perspective and look at like the whole sum and like underlying things. Like there's similarities in all religions. I don't believe in any
Sure.
one religion, but of course I believe in not God. I mean, it is a God, but like, do I believe in God as like some holy sense? No, I believe there's something beyond us, but it is us. The difference is it's not beyond us, it is us. I believe that it is us. I believe we are all one connected unit.
Well, all right. So, oof, I just touched on the psychedelic part or whatever, but like, do you
Have you
know?
done you've done
Oh,
psychedelics?
oh yes, yes. Lots of them. Karen and I have lots of stories.
Yeah, we'll have to share those. Maybe next week we should share our psychedelic stories. That would be fun.
Yeah, actually, in fact, I'm gonna read a poem that is completely based on psychedelic experience. If I can find it here,
Well,
it's called The Great Leveler, and that's what I call LSD is the Great Leveler. And
okay, I'd love to hear that because I've done a lot of psychedelics in my time and a lot of LSD in my time, and I don't really like use them anymore because they're just kind of like.
you ever get your ass kicked by it?
I mean,
Like, how? Anyway, I'm
I
just
think
gonna read it.
I've always been there though. You know what I'm saying? You know the place where it takes you. I've always been there. That's why my life was like difficult when I was a child. I've just like always been there. So it helped me be more connected to what I've always been connected. But for me,
But you've never gotten your ass. You've never gotten your like asshole spoon fed to you
no.
by the old LSD. Really?
And I've been like I've met people who are like, hey,
Karen and
help me.
I both have like
I mean, like not
numerous
that
times.
hard. Like I have, of course, like I've tripped my ass off, right? But like I don't know. It's just always
Sure.
I've kind of always been like, oh, this has always made sense. No, like seriously, I've been with people who are like, I'm gonna fucking feed you like 15 hits of acid, and then he was like, he
Well,
died.
you
Right?
all right. So
He
Leila,
died,
you
and
know this story.
I would
You
just come to and I'd be like, yeah, I'm tripping my balls off, but I was like, I see this every day. Like I don't know, I've always been kind of fucking weird. In
well,
that way.
nobody should trip every day, but you know this story though. My first real acid trip. You know that Karen and I had
You
a
know that
strip,
story.
and we Lady in the Tramp it
I
like
know. I
spaghetti.
thought that was adorable when you told me that. I was
It's the
like,
thing.
fucking
And
crap.
my first real trip was 8 hits. 8 hits. That's correct. And I said, "Well, I guess I'm going in." And I went in, all right. And it was intense. That's for
Yeah, I mean,
goddamn
it's always intense, right? Yeah.
sure. Yeah, intense.
Yeah, you have a poem.
Intensity.
God, I should have.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna read the poem.
I should have written
Um,
a poem about my first acid trip because actually,
well,
wait, I
this one
lied.
isn't
Now
about my
that I
first
remember,
acid trip. But
okay, now let's go
this,
back in the rabbit hole 10 years. My first acid trip did kick my ass, but
well, I mean, my first acid trip, I took acid when I was a teenager. But basically, I just ended up babysitting my friends who were having bad trips. So I didn't really get to enjoy anything of it. And yeah, I had friends freaking out and like yeah. So
my
like
mind shifted my trajectory. We should really talk psychedelics next week, like for a while.
yeah,
I think we both
yeah.
love
I mean,
the subject. But read your poem.
so yeah, it's called The Great Leveler. So you came to party, did you? Your idea may vary from mine. Follow me. Have yourself a cry. Come with me, my friends, where arrogance goes to die. The great leveler knows no ego. It has has no sympathy for your trauma. It cares not for your attitude, nor the wake of your drama. Admit, concede, puke up your pride. Resist not, or this will be a long fucking ride. The hammer of justice from an alternate channel, the gravity of spite, the judge's gavel, to put you in your place, to take you down a peg, to laugh in your face, to mock your beg, to send you through a battle for your life, to see if you listen, to heed his advice. The fine line between life-changing and the loony bin, the battle of oneself, the mirror match from hell, to expose the war within, to unthink the unthinkable, to unwire the hardwired. You've ran your whole life, When will you grow tired?
I fucking love that. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it does, though, too. It does. It shows you.
Yeah,
It does
in
all of
a
that.
very unpleasant way. And
Well, it depends. That's what I'm saying. This is why I think psychedelics are a very interesting topic, because it's unpleasant if you've like been in that world for a long time. But some of us,
I
like,
don't know. Everyone's gonna get it.
I know,
If
but
you-
it's a different experience for like depending, because like for me, I never understood the world, right? Like I grew up like very weird, very artistic, very like I don't like I would be like I don't understand why I have to go to school. I don't understand why I have to do these things. Like I already know what I'm doing. Like I want to be a creative. I don't get this. Like I grew up like in the ethers. I grew up like I'm artistic. I don't get reality. And I feel like for me, acid was just like, oh, okay. So we're just confirming everything you ever knew, and we're just putting you on a trajectory to be more of yourself. And like for me, it was never like, I mean, it's been intense, but it's never been scary, because it just like always confirmed like this voice in my head that was like, you're different. You've always been different. And we're all different. Like we're all connected to that source that acid helps you connect with. But some of us are just fucking born like with that in our DNA. And like,
yeah, well, even my downstairs neighbor, like he's claims he's tripped 100 times and never had a bad one. I'm just like, how?
yeah, I've never had
How?
a bad one
Like,
either. I've had intense ones, but I've never had a bad one, you know? And like,
well, hold on. I mean a bad one. When I say a bad one, I mean
well,
like
I think it just shattered
one.
the mold of what you thought you were living.
All right. So,
Yeah, what is
have
a bad
you
one?
ever been on acid and gone and wandered through ghettos on Halloween at 3 a.m. and been? Oh, I have. And going with Karen to New Bedford. Oh God, what a shithole that is.
Yeah, I used to live
And
in
yeah,
Fall River once upon a time, so yeah.
uh,
I used to do acid there too, but I was always the happy one. I was like, fuck you guys, I'm going home.
yeah, but well, I don't know. Oh
But
Christ! Like,
but that's the thing. It's like it's different for everyone, and that's why it's important to talk about like psychedelics, because it's different for everyone, and where you experience them it's different, and where we are in our lives when we experience that it's different. But the fact is
absolutely.
that
I don't recommend that anybody fuck with a psychedelic before you're 30.
I
Oh wait, how old are you?
I'm 28, and I would
28.
because
Yeah,
I
but
honestly,
you've been through it. Yeah.
I've been through it though. Like I started very young, going through shit that
If
people.
I was judging on my life, that's what I meant to say. Because like
Yeah, but see, that's
I
the
didn't know
thing.
who I was until
But
I didn't
that's
know who
kind
I
of
was
like
until
why
maybe
it's
30.
hard to give advice, right?
Probably.
Because like I started doing psychedelics when I was 18 years old, and it was like a blessing, because like I told you, my whole life was like fucked up until I was 18. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why you make me go to school. I don't understand why I'm doing this shit. I'm an artist. I have things to say. Your world is bullshit. I don't want to live in it. How dare you tell me what to do? Like I don't. Je ne comprends pas.
Oh,
Like
well, I agree with all that.
right, but like I knew that so fucking young, and like I started doing psychedelics when I was 18, and they were like, go to California and fucking live your best life. And let me tell you, my life was not that good. Like it was not. Like
Hold on.
I've been through hell and back since then, because
Yeah, but your frontal lobe wasn't even like nearly developed at that
no,
age. Like
but I can
you're in no
honestly
position
say, but I
to
can
fuck with
honestly
that.
say there are many times in my life like that. If I know that if I did not like, you know, I can attribute like a lot of my help that I needed, because I grew up in this fucked up world, to microdosing. But I can't, like, I'm not going to sit here and endorse microdosing to the youth. Like, I just think it's a personal progression for everybody, and whatever you find, fine. It's
I've
fine.
tried microdosing mushrooms. I wouldn't even fuck with microdosing acid because I don't even know where to begin. Like
Well, yeah, I used to
weed.
microdose acid, but I meet a lot of people who are like, I would never microdose acid, and but that's the thing. It's like,
Well,
that's why
it's just too hard to find. Like, how do you even divvy that? Like, I don't know. We have
you
like
put it on
the
the paper,
dropper
you
thing.
put the
Like,
liquid on the paper, and you cut the paper
uh-huh.
into pieces.
In a tiny piece.
Tiny
Like,
pieces. You split like a tab into like 4 pieces,
I don't
and
know,
you
man.
fucking.
Like,
But like that's
that's
just my journey. I'm not gonna endorse like how I got to where I'm at, where I'm like happy with myself as a person, because I could have, if I had known like energy healing back in the day, I wouldn't have needed acid. Like it's just like, so I can't endorse like doing it before you're 30. I can't endorse doing it, period. But I can say like, do whatever you feel is right for you. Like, fuck it. If it's
I will say this: I don't regret any psychedelics experience that I've had.
neither do
I've had
I.
some bad ones, but
Okay.
I learned something from
Well,
them
that's
at
the thing.
least.
Like psychedelics help you wherever you're at. It's like either it's brutal.
They give you a harsh kick in the ass and tell you, "Oh fuck, you're doing that. Well, you probably ought to not do that, douche." And they show it to you in the most brutal way sometimes.
I
And
feel like I haven't necessarily had that brutal experience. I just always like connect better. But that's the thing. That's why we can't really like. That's why psychedelics are such a sensitive subject, because like I'm gonna see something different than you see, than Karen sees, than anybody who's watching this season. That's why it's like a hard thing. But that's why healing or any like, I mean, I could sit here and be like, I do yoga, peace, love, namaste, bitch. I do my fucking qigong in the morning. Now I don't microdose it. But it's hard to say like how anything's gonna affect you. I think like psychedelics are very healing, and they can be, but like how are we to like, we can't ever say, just like
there's no translating the
there's no
message that it.
translating. And I can feel
Right.
that about, honestly, like I feel like psychedelics are as natural, like kind of as doing yoga. Like I can't tell you that my yin yoga practice that I did this morning
Sure.
isn't gonna fuck you up,
And
because
have you ever felt like you figured out the world on that, and you're like, yes, I have this. Everything's awesome, and then, well,
yeah.
you figured out the whole secret of the whole entire universe, and now it goes away because you're allowed to see this for like
But it
X
doesn't
amount of
go,
seconds,
that's
and
the
now we're
thing though,
taking it away.
it doesn't go away. They gave you the secret. They show you like anything. When you're in that state, I truly feel like they show you pure unconditional love, and they show you like everything detached from that, and it's all about how you utilize it, because at the end of the day
Sure.
you do
That's
fucking come
usually
back.
the lesson you get from it.
But it's how you utilize it, and it's not fucking easy. It's not like I know love is the secret to
No,
everything, but it's not
it's
like
never
I'm
easy.
perfect. Like I'm a dumb bitch sometimes. I get stuck in karmic cycles still. Like the other day I was somewhere like I shouldn't be, and I went back to this place I knew I shouldn't be, because like whatever. And you know what I mean? It's like, but I know we have the secret within us. You know what I mean? We all know the truth. And it's just all how you utilize that. And it's not linear progress. It's not like you're going to have this wonderful trip and then come back to reality and get it the first time. Just like you're not going
No,
to
but
meditate every day. You're
all
not going to
right.
get
So,
in a state. It's everything. I feel like
what is it? What is average for you on a, like if you were to trip? Like,
I don't know. I don't trip anymore. I don't trip anymore. I microdose sometimes, but I don't trip anymore. I just like don't.
You microdose LSD?
Sometimes, like if I want to, like have it.
Like how much of a like like if I think you already said this already, but like a fraction of one dose.
I mean, I would eat like a quarter of a hit if I wanted to even eat it, but I won't even eat a full dose right now, because like I just don't need to.
Yeah, or
You
a
know,
quarter of one.
yeah, like, but that's like where I'm at. Like it's different. Like I said, like just because that's what I'm doing doesn't mean that's what anyone else should be doing.
No, well, but like what do you like?
Um,
No.
the last time I microdosed, honestly, was with my family in Key West, just because I was kind of uncomfortable, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do this. But I actually don't really eat psychedelics anymore in my regular day. Like I kind of, but that's the thing. Like I'm super into yoga and energy healing and like breathing and meditating, and I kind of get the same effects from doing that I used to from like microdosing LSD, because I used to trip once upon a time, and I was like, cool, I learned all my lessons from that, and I don't need a trip anymore. So I started microdosing at one point in my life, like 5 years ago.
Right.
I used to microdose every day just to kind of like bridge that spiritual gap, because like you get to the spiritual level and then you're like, how the fuck do I integrate this, right? But that took me to yoga and breathing and meditation and qigong and like exercise. Like I have this whole fucking routine now. You know what I mean? But like that's not everybody, you know? So for me, like
No, it's not everybody. Like, but maybe people could benefit from if you have a benefit from that.
I mean, I think it's
I don't know.
amazing. I think like yoga and like working with your muscle, but I think you know, we all have to go through a process. And I think that microdosing and sometimes psychedelics get you to that process. But for me, I don't want to trip anymore. Like, I have no place to need to trip anymore. You know what I'm saying? But
I just want to every now and then. Sometimes I feel like an immediate urge, like I got to go back in. And
well, that's your intuition telling you you need to learn something.
yeah,
You need to follow that. That's the thing. Like,
right.
that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, that nobody should follow like our pattern with psychedelics, because I feel like psychedelics are so like attuned to each person. So if you feel like you need to trip, like you, Billy, you need to follow that and you need to fucking trip. Like if I feel like I need to take a little
It's
microdose,
pretty
like
much how that works.
right, like we have.
And
It's all about like trusting yourself and like listening
that's
to yourself. It's about having tools. So like I look at like my whole life as having this tool belt. And like
mm,
psychedelics are in that tool belt, but so is meditation, so is yoga, so is the ocean, so is walking. Like I have so much, and so is like day drinking sometimes when I just say fuck it all, I want to escape. Like I'm not perfect. I'm no fucking saint. I mean, I drink a
nobody
bottle of
is.
wine on this live. You know what I mean? Like we all have tools. And I look at like our whole life as like we have this invisible tool belt on us. And like if you're lucky enough to have done psychedelics, like they're probably in that toolbox, and if you need them, you'll reach out for them. And like some people smoke pot. I can't smoke pot. I get super anxiety, so I drink instead of smoke pot. Like I can't. I just like get super stressed out. Like I could microdose right now and be fine, but I can't smoke a bowl and be fine. So like I used to be
Well,
a pothead.
so like I can't like smoke weed unless I'm having a beer or something. Like I need to have like a couple beers before
Doesn't it like make you
weed seems
stronger though?
enjoyable to me. Like I used to really love weed. Like I used
Me
to
too.
I was a burnout. Like
I know. Look at my face.
and
I'm like, I used to
then I
smoke weed
was.
every day, and I'm like, oh, I used to work on a pot farm. Like, I used to grow weed.
Yeah, I mean, I took a dab like on this live stream.
If
That
I
was
took
good.
a dab right now, Billy, I would literally be on the floor, like, crying. Like, I can't breathe. Like, somebody help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the yeah,
Well,
exactly. Yeah.
I
That's the,
don't know.
that's the
I
point
don't,
of the
yeah,
toolbox, though. We all have that.
right, but I got to be at the right point in order to fuck
Exactly.
with the.
Well, we all have to be at the right point to fuck with anything, but that's why, like, substances, I mean, nobody, I'm not going to sit here and be like, go fucking smoke crack and do heroin, but, like, weed is a tool that a lot of people, like, use,
Hold
and I,
on, I'm going to advocate for smoking crack and shooting
you know
heroin.
what,
Like,
guys? Go
okay,
smoke
like
crack, right, but, like, but that's the thing,
I
like,
wish I had
psychedelics,
some crack right now. No, actually, I don't.
no,
But
but if we had our tool belt strapped on, I would say, like, weed is cool to be in there. Psychedelics are cool to be in there. Will I use weed ever? Like, only if I'm dying. Will I use psychedelics? Maybe sometimes. Will I use that
excuse
bottle of
me, like
wine?
I have to interrupt
Yeah.
because I heard crack and heroin. Oh wait, never mind. I said those. Son of a
No,
bitch.
I
God damn.
did. I was the one who brought it. I was the one who brought up the tool belt and like
No,
psychedelics are cool.
no. I need my fucking Kraken snack.
Oh,
So
oh
good.
no, no. I mean, like I have cigarettes in my tool belt. People won't endorse that. People will be like, "Fuck you, don't smoke." You know what I'm saying? We all have shit. Like, so
Well,
weed's
yeah,
your
sure.
shit,
And I smoke
psychedelics are your
cigarettes.
shit, wine is your shit, yoga's your shit. Like, I don't give a shit. I know my tool belt has yoga, like qigong,
I know
meditation.
that my tool belt
It's got
has
a bottle
meth
of wine. It's got a
and
baguette in it. Like the bitch has a baguette. It has a brick of brie. The bitch has a couple bottles of rosé in it. It also has some like psychedelics over here if I need them, but they're in the way back because I don't need them a lot.
they're on the
And
way
over
back.
here,
Yeah, you don't need those all the time.
no, but I need like that yoga meditation, that qigong, and I need those weightlifting to like pep up my step. And I need that ocean, like the ocean's in the front center. And over here, I got my fucking wine and my baguettes. Like that's my toolbox, but it's all about what's your
It's a
toolbox.
toolbox. It's there.
But like, hopefully, it's not cracking heroin because that doesn't fit well in anybody's tool.
No, like I mean, I don't know. It seems to
Not
fit
good.
my neighbors pretty good. Like I mean,
Mm,
The Narcan police are here all the time around the corner
I
here.
think, well, the fact the police are there, they're doing the wrong things.
Well, no, the
Police
police
there.
aren't there.
Oh la la. I mean, that's not the right thing to have in your toolbox, babe. Have psychedelics. Alcohol is cool, though. I will endorse alcohol, whatever.
Yeah, but the street behind here, not that good.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it's all
junk
about how you
boxes and
use
shit.
shit, but I'm not even gonna use shit like that because I know that's just bad. I mean, I honestly,
Yeah,
alcohol
we
can be
just
bad.
kind of.
I've had bad times on alcohol, like the other day I did.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah, but you know what? Wine is like, it's kind of my best friend, and besides Karen, and it's not the worst thing to have in your tool belt. But crack and heroin, I'm not gonna endorse that. Is this where
I
we're at
don't
right now?
understand your problem with.
I kind of
Well,
love this
like, I
conversation.
guess my problem is with big crack. Like, I mean, I just wish that big crack could. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be funny, and
It's never gonna get you there. I'm being serious. I'm like, I've done crack before. It's not gonna get you there.
no, like, I was trying to make a. God damn it! Like,
Well, make the fucking joke, Billy. I know my face is too serious. I won't be so serious. See, I'm not serious. I'm an angel. No, I'm not. I'm not.
I
Oh la la.
yeah. We gotta kill this thing here in a minute. I'm pretty drunk.
Yeah, Mossy. We did an hour and 15 minutes, so that's cool. This was fun, though. I do agree we should do
It
this.
was, but I also suggest that. I mean, if you can trust Big Pharma for anything, then you ought to trust Big Crack. Big Crack.
But I
I,
don't
I,
trust
I
Big
would.
Pharma. That's the point. I don't trust the pharmacy. Ask Karen.
No, but I just mean in
Okay,
general.
can we
Like,
just make a PSA right now? This is going to be too much information for all of
Big
you.
Crack.
Can I tell you that I had a kidney infection and almost died last week, and I literally just drank grapefruit juice and cranberry juice because I don't trust Big Pharma that much that I literally would rather die than go to Big Pharma doctors. So I don't trust
I
that.
think you could trust in Big Crack. Like, I'd smoke
I
Big Crack.
didn't. I mean, Billy, I don't trust the Big Pharma. I almost died last week. Quite legitimately. My
Yeah, Big
kidneys
Pharma
started
is most
exploding.
definitely, if there was one industry in the entire planet that has fucked up my life more than other, it is Big Pharma. That is a truth
But that's what, and I
in my
know.
life.
I mean, honestly,
And I bet it's a truth in a lot of your lives.
we should
And
actually talk
I
about.
suggest that all of you trust in Big Crack.
Okay,
Because that's.
on a personal level, you and I should talk about what you have going on, on your thing. I'm not gonna say it online, but because I could give you alternatives, elements to your healing that will probably make you better forever. I'm a very holistic healer. Sorry, I'm gonna throw my holistic bullshit out on you. It works. Ask Karen. She knows I'm a healer. That's what I do. I don't do it. I don't actually do it. I don't actually fucking do it, but I do it to people I care about. So, fuck Big Pharma. Fuck Big Crack. I ain't
What do you
endorsing
mean,
it.
fuck Big Crack? I am pro Big Crack.
All right. Well, that's something we're
Big
gonna have
Crack.
to talk about later.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
good night. It's been fun.
it's been great. This was a ball, honestly. Well, anyways, anybody who's still watching, we'll see you next fucking Sunday. God knows what's gonna come out of it, but it'll be fucking great. Love you guys. Love you, Billy. Love you, Karen.
Big Crack.
Tell Karen I fucking love her, right?
I will. Yeah.
Karen, I
Good
fucking
night.
love you.
She's out. She's out there, but yeah.
Right. Love you, Billy. I'll see you.
Love you too, Leila. Good night.
All right. Bonne nuit.